We are previewing Week 10 of college football here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with returning guest Jeff Grant, sports betting writer from the Bleacher Report. And for those of you who didn't catch Jeff's videos last week, he had a great week last week where he gave a great pick on the Cincinnati-Louisville game, saying to take Cincinnati plus 3.5, but cautioned against taking them on a money line. And he also gave us two winners in the NFL. Great week last week, Jeff. Thanks for coming back.
I was really hoping for the 4-0 sweep, and I wish we were doing a live video blog on the Notre Dame-Oklahoma game because there was a key play in the first series for Oklahoma where the center snapped without Landry Jones being behind under center. I would have immediately told people to get back on Notre Dame, and I know I'm going to hear comments about, oh, you picked Oklahoma. Well, when a play like that happens in the opening series, when you're playing at home, laying double-digit points, I don't like seeing that, so I'm sorry I couldn't go 4-0, but hopefully we'll sweep the board this week.
Yeah, that Notre Dame game was the fourth game we assigned you, and that game, man, that was the toughest game all year to handicap. I was way off that one, but that's very impressive about you, Jeff. You don't like comb through the football card and find games with edges that you like and then tell me what you want to talk about. You just take whatever I throw at you, and we really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you testing my abilities as a handicapper.
Yes.
It's always good to just be thrown something and try to make a pick out of it. So I appreciate that as well.
Absolutely. All right, so the first game that I assigned to you this week, the Thursday night game, Virginia Tech at Miami, Florida. Miami is a 2-point home underdog. The total is 57. Both these teams are off an extended break. And I'm looking at this, Virginia Tech was expected to be a lot better this year. Miami was sort of expected to be mediocre. My first thought on this game is I think that betting on a Virginia Tech bounce back at only -2 might be decent here. Virginia Tech does have a very good pass defense this year. Their pass offense is kind of underachieving a bit, but that is something that I think that their good pass defense is likely to continue, whereas their struggling pass offense is more likely than not to experience a bounce back. What do you think? You think maybe Virginia Tech -2 might be a good play here?
I do think it's a good play. I think it's you're paying for past performances of not this year but previous years from Virginia Tech. I developed basically a pick-em line here, but I am on the side of Virginia Tech based on the fact that Miami's home field advantage, and it's something that I didn't quite put into that line of introducing a pick on this game, is they don't draw as well at Sun Life Stadium, and when you get 40,000 fans in a stadium that fits 80,000, that doesn't help your chances in trying to affect the road team. And this is one of the better road programs in college football, even though they've lost 6 in a row away from Blacksburg. You mentioned Logan Thomas, and I think a lot of the pressure that he felt this year was everybody was looking for him to jump to the NFL after this season. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to be a first-round pick. That's what everybody is kind of projecting him to be after his sophomore year. I think he's going to come back to his senior year. And having a week off, and now those expectations off of his shoulders, and basically they're looking to finish out the year, and they have a chance of still making the ACC championship game. I expect Logan Thomas to have his best game of the year. They are an incredible program on the road and also in ESPN Thursday night games. Frank Beamer loves this situation. That's another reason why I like Virginia Tech. And finally, Virginia Tech's won 25 of 27 ACC games in the month of November under Frank Beamer, and they're 22-4 as road favorites of 8 or fewer points. A lot of reasons to like Virginia Tech in this contest.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I guess the only thing people will see, which is the same thing I see, is that, they're 0-4 this year on the road. They lost to Pitt, Cincy, and UNC, who are decent teams. But, so they lost to Pitt. You're like, all right, well, that was a tough game. Then they lost to Cincy. You're like, okay, fine. UNC, you're like, all right, UNC's a decent team. But at some point, you got to see some kind of evidence that they can pull out a win on the road versus a non-cream puff team, right?
Yeah, and it's something Frank Beamer has been drilling to his team. I was watching his press conference, and I'm a little concerned that I still have to do a little reading on this game due to Hurricane Sandy. There's a lot of questions. Even Al Golden of Miami brought up the issue in his press conferences. Will Virginia Tech be able to practice in normal conditions this week due to Hurricane Sandy? Coming off a layoff like they are, off a bye week, then playing a Thursday, you need to be able to hit somebody in practice. If they're not able to be outdoors and really hit each other, their defense is going to suffer from that, and their defense is not anywhere near what it's been in years past around Blacksburg. But there's another reason why I like Virginia Tech. Frank Beamer knows what he needs to fix on his veteran-laden team.
Yeah.
On Miami's side of the football, it looks like that locker room is starting to revolt a little bit. I was reading some key information from some people that cover the ACC, and some of the upperclassmen are a little upset in Golden really giving treatment to freshmen and young players in his program that he's recruited. And they're a little upset by that. So if things go in a downward spiral in this game, I could see this getting out of hand. And also, Miami's 4 wins this year. They're 4-4. Both these teams are 4-4. They've had to come back from a deficit of 7 or more points. I'm not sure if that locker room isn't completely together. If they go down again, they're going to be able to come back against Virginia Tech.
Yep, I'm agreeing with you, Jeff. Thanks so much. Virginia Tech -2 is my pick on this game as well. Thanks.